Now, I am joined on Zoom by a fantastic singer-songwriter and producer called Raphael Tate. I've been playing out the track, got a hold on since I first heard it, and thanks very much for Tracy for sending the track in, because it is absolutely fantastic. And his album Love, Grieve, Live was released on the 18th of August. So hopefully he's joining me now. Are you there, Raphael?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. What's going on, beautiful people all around the world?
Oh, your voice is just gorgeous. So I heard your
Thanks
speaking
so
voice off air
much.
and I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, it's fantastic to meet you. I absolutely love your song.
Thank you.
We're going to talk more about it as well. But I heard this morning that have you been nominated for something? Have you got a Grammy nomination?
Yes. Well, it's not a nomination at the moment. It's still in the process of being, the album is making its way around to the different members of the Recording Academy, or the Grammy Academy, and for consideration, is up for consideration for about 7 different categories.
I saw that this morning. You must. What did you scream when you saw that come through? I mean, what was your first reaction? That's amazing.
It's amazing just to be in the number. It's amazing just to be in the conversation. A dreamer like myself, to be placed in this be placed and given this opportunity. So I'm over the moon. So I'm grateful.
So you're from Washington DC. And you're living
Yes, ma'am.
in the UK. How did you get to come to be in the UK?
Well, I've been traveling for the last, I could say, 13 years of my life. And one of the places that I ended up was Cyprus. And then, I spent about 7 years in Cyprus. And then the pandemic happened. Well, let's say prior to the pandemic, I came over to start touring in England around 2019. 2020, the pandemic happened. And pretty much as an entertainer, I lost my pretty much livelihood. And so I started staying with friends over here in the UK. And basically that's how I ended up here. Got locked in here. As the lockdown started to clear up a little bit, I began to do my touring again, getting back in the studio. I lost my mom in the process as well, which was the whole inspiration of how I got inspired to do the album Love, Grieve, Live.
Yeah, and the loss of my mum's passed away too, and it's
My
one of those.
condolences.
It's that moment in your life where you realize you feel very much on your own and alone, don't you? Losing
Yes, ma'am.
parents,
Yes, ma'am. And it's a situation where it can either make or break you. And but I'm grateful that my mom taught me, and as your mom did the same, and instilled those values inside of us, that mental fortitude to keep pushing and keep moving forward. And it's why we're both here right now, continuing to do what we're doing and doing great things in the world.
Yeah, and you must get the thing where you do something and you go, I am my mum. I'm doing this like through my mum's eyes. You can actually feel sometimes their presence when you do something.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, even be granted these opportunities to sit in these places, I definitely feel that my mom is pulling strings somewhere, you know what I mean? To, give me the best opportunities, to make the best of myself.
Now we're going to talk more about the album in a second. So what's your earliest musical memory? What's the first sort of when you kind of realized, oh, I really like that sound? What artist was it and how old were you?
Ooh, great question. It was, I believe it was KC from KC and JoJo. But it was when he was, I think it was Cedric Haley. I believe it was Cedric and the Haley Singers. And this is when he was singing. He was like 13 years old, and he was singing gospel. And we used to play that record, because it was brought up on the vinyls, and also like the CDs and everything, but the vinyls in the beginning. And when I heard that record of him singing those songs, it inspired me to want to be a singer. even though I couldn't utter a note at that time.
Is there music in your family? Have you got other people that sing, or is it just you?
My mother, we, grew up as a very religious household, I'm saying, very spiritual household in the commandment churches. And my mama used to go from church to church singing devotion, what they call devotion, praise and worship, they call it today. So my mom and my dad was a pastor, and he used to sing on the pulpit, BBCC whinings, all that stuff. So they also were inspirations to me. I have a big brother, Salim, who sings, a little sister, Crystal, who sings, and, my little sister, Felicia, sings as well. So pretty much, and everybody else can hold a note, hold a tune.
Just as well you can. I mean, I've always said to people when they start writing music, like guitarists, when did you notice that you could actually sing? I said, because some musicians must pick up an instrument and go, yeah, I'll play a bit of guitar, and then go to sing and they can't. So it is,
Yeah.
luck of the draw, isn't it?
Yes, like I said in the beginning, when I inspired to be a singer, I loved the singing. I couldn't sing a note. It just didn't come out right. To me, it sounded like noise. So, and to my family, it did as well. So,
so let's talk about the songwriting process. So what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get a beat going? Because obviously listening to Got a Hold On, I listen to it and I just love it because there's so much going on. There's bits coming in and out, and I love the soulfulness and the voice and the harmonies and everything else. So
Thank
do you
you.
actually sit down and start it at a piano or guitar, or do you get a drum loop? How does it work for you?
Normally it's a melody like a nagging melody that just stays in my head. And then I gotta put this down. And then it starts off as the piano. And then I'm a former tuba player, trumpet player, percussionist as well. So I started off in a marching band. So these big sounds start coming to me, concert band, marching band. These sounds start coming to me, and I just have to put them down. So once the music is laid, and the melody is laid on the track, then the words start coming to me. Then I start dropping things in and out, in and out, in and out, and then make it a complete song.
And do you actually?
It's actually like writing a story.
Yeah. Do you do the whole? Do you do all the production yourself? Would you work with other people, or can you leave a track alone?
I am the producer. And what I've done is I chart it out. In the digital age, you get to chart it out on like Logic or this Finale or something like that. And then each instrument, you hear the voices. I heard the voices and how they need to sit on the track, and then I'll send it to skilled musicians. Like, I'm not a bass player, so I send it to my big brother Mark. He played the bass. I send it to my big brother Joel. This is my blood brother Joel. He's a percussionist drummer. So I send him the drums, and same thing. So on and so forth. And I keep little bits myself in there that I produce, but I start outsourcing musicians to play my material.
And don't we all wish that we had brothers and sisters that could save us some money? Because it is a very expensive business,
Sure.
isn't it? I mean, even if you do recording at home and you've got your microphones, if you are doing like a live recording, you still got to get all those musicians to come in and play, and that's where it starts topping up. Which I try to explain to people about music. Say to people, you have to support, if you want independent music, you have to support it online. Buy a song for 99 pence, buy an album, go on to Bandcamp, whatever it is, because otherwise it becomes the writing music will only be for people that can afford to do it.
100%. I mean, the music is 100% an investment situation for me, a legacy thing for me. So, definitely, I would love the support, but it's going to be there it's going to stand the test of time. I have had to hire an orchestra to play the orchestral, or however you say, the strings and the brass. And then, just guitar player, who I just had to hire these people as session musicians, just to buy into the dream that I want it to sound like this, and this is the way it needs to sound. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm hoping it's going to go, to the highest level, which God has blessed me to be able to be in a part of the Recording Academy just recently, so it can be submitted amongst distinguished creatives like myself. So, I'm blessed. So yeah, we put a lot of energy into this music thing.
We'll talk about the academy in a second, but I just wanted to ask you, as a spiritual person, and I've asked loads of musicians this question over the last year, and I think about 95% of them have said yes. Do you ever, when you've got a song, because some songs are easy to write, some songs are difficult, but with the easy ones, do you ever feel that you get like a spiritual thing, that a song comes through you onto the page and you're like, doesn't even feel like you've written it, it feels like it's given as a gift from somewhere?
Yes, indeed. That's a great question. And I have a mentor, his name is Rich Royal. And this is when I was, starting out to starting to write my material. And he said something that sticks with me to this day, that each song that's given to you, each melody is given to you from the heavens, like it's given to you from the universe. And in those melodies are to be honored, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times we second guess ourselves, as we want to write what's popular, was cool or whatever. But these melodies are given to us by spiritual intervention, and we are to respect those things that come to us. And it's kind of allotted to us, and we are to do what we're supposed to do with those melodies, with those allotments, those gifts. So yeah, hope that answered your question.
That did. I'm glad that it happens for a lot of musicians. I think I've only spoken to one that's gone, no. that would be a very short answer. This is another kind of question. It's a bit of a curveball at you, because it does sometimes it sometimes can stun a singer-songwriter. But what do you think is the best lyric that you've ever written? And can you remember, because it's really difficult when you ask a singer-songwriter this, because you write so much, but is there a lyric that you just go, oh wow, that I'm really proud of that, that's amazing, I've done something really good? So what's the lyric or the song for you?
Okay, so I wrote a song called Blessed, which is a reggae song, because I dibble and dabble on reggae as well. And the lyric that comes to me, if I can remember, it's in my head. It's no, what would you rather? It says, would you rather go through hell or stay in hell? No matter the weather, we can't stop right now. That is my favorite lyric that I wrote.
And another gift from the universe.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So the Recording Academy, you became a member of that. How did that happen, and what does it mean for you?
Okay, so in 2021, I believe it was 2021, I put up a post. I was in my bedroom and I took a picture. I had my suit. I just bought my suit, had a 3-piece suit on with the bow tie and everything. And I said, 2023, Recording Academy member. So basically I was speaking these things into existence. And so it was, when I got the email that I've been accepted, I was like, really? So basically it's an application process, and you have to be what can I say, sponsored by a few people. And you have to put your catalog in there, and they just, is a whole application process. And you just wait and wait to be accepted. And I was grateful to have the catalog. I was grateful to have the colleagues that believed in me enough to sponsor me in order to be able to join the academy. And to join the academy and what it means to me, it's an absolute blessing. Just just about 5, 6 years ago, just say 7 years ago, it was all a dream. It was all on my laptop, you know what I mean? Buying the iMac and, buying the keyboard and buying the different equipment to record my things at home, because I couldn't get people to help me or to see my vision. I couldn't find my peer, people that I considered to be my peers. I couldn't get those people to invest in my career, and I had to do it myself. So just a couple years ago, it was only a dream. So for me to make it to this point is a major milestone for me in my career, and I'm grateful to the Most High. I'm grateful to, what I'm saying, to the Academy for accepting me in, and I pray that I'm able to add quality, add a certain level of spirituality and positivity to the Academy and with my music.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Now,
thank you.
The album, Love, Grieve, and Live, which was written very much with your mum in mind. So tell us about the tracks and did you actually start writing this before your mum passed, or was this all done, did it come through to you afterwards?
So all of the tracks, majority of the tracks, except for, I can say, maybe two of them, or let's say two of them were already charted out, as far as piano, just like I had a basis of where I wanted to go with the songs, but they all were incomplete. They were just sitting there for years. And there was one of them that I did complete. It was called Every Day is Mother's Day, which I love that track. I wrote that track to honor my mom while she was still here. I wanted to give her flowers while she was still here. It was just that I never got around to, or had the confidence to actually put it out there. You know what I'm saying? So, so Every Day is Mother's Day was written to celebrate my mom. So when she passed, I hurried up and I just said, I need to honor my mom. I need to put this out there. Here Without You, it started with me understanding grief in a certain way. Grieving from a breakup, grieving from losing, not having a relationship with my son. He's 14 years old, and his mom refuses to allow me to contact him for a breakup that happened years ago. And so that grief and that pain, translated into not just the lyrics, but the music. And then when I lost my mom, then I knew how to finish the song. I knew the second verse, you know what I mean? Yeah. And Lord, I Need You Near, it was a heartfelt melody, but the lyrics wasn't there. I had the piano and only the piano. And then when I lost my mom, the lyrics came. I knew exactly what to say. The same thing for Keep Moving. It was wrote through grief as well, with me about 2020, let's say 2018, 2019, accepting the loss of a dear friend of mine. His name is Steve Selman, and he passed away when I was in, let's say 2020, 2000, when I was a child. He was my best friend, and I couldn't deal with it. You know what I mean? So I avoided it until about 2018, when I was finally able to, accept that he's not here in that pain. And I spoke to his mom, I spoke to his dad, and I was avoiding them. I was going around those conversations because, it just hurt, and that's when the birth of Keep Moving came. But the lyrics wasn't there. It's actually Keep Moving was supposed to be just an interlude, and it actually turned into a song of inspiration. after my mom passed. Um, and Ahaya, that song, Ahaya Ashar Ahaya, Barakathum, that's actually ancient Phoenician Hebrew, says, it's the name that God gave Moses, I am that I am. And Barakathum means blessing, bless you all. So this is a credo, and I say the numbers 6 and 22, which is the prayer blessings over the nation. And you say this blessing at funerals, you say this blessing at Shabbat or Sabbath or whatever. And and I wanted to say this blessing over the people, you know what I mean? And also I'm Native American Indian, and a lot of people don't know that. I'm Cherokee. And one of the chants that we used to sing was Hey Ahaya. So it was giving praise to the great fire God, or the great God that sits on the fiery throne. So mixing all those things together, that's how that became the intro. And so everything pieced together after my mom passed. And it speaks to, if I would have gave up, because I was thinking about quitting. I was like, my mom was my inspiration. I was trying to get this house for her. I was trying to retire her. She's been struggling all her life, raising 11 kids and other people's kids. All at the same time, I was trying to retire my mom. I wanted to make sure she was, kicking up her feet up and relaxing for the rest of her life. And when this happened, it was like, where do I go from now? Where do I go from here? And a small voice came to me and said that your mom, and this goes back to a question that you asked earlier, your mom did her job. Your mom inspired people. Your mom sung before people. She blessed people 24/7. Whether she was a operator at a bank, so she would speak to people and bless people. If people don't have money in their account, she'll put the money in their account. She didn't have money in her account, but she will always be a blessing to people. And she before she passed away, she told me she was very inspired by my life, traveling, the fearlessness, the fact that she never knew that I was going to be this amazing singer that that she said that that God has blessed me to be, and producer and everything. She was like, I never knew you was going to be this stuff, but I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you, and I want you to know that. And she stressed that to me a day before she passed away. And
which
she,
is amazing, because some
wanted me
people
to
don't
keep
even
on.
get that. Some people never get that from their parents.
Yeah,
Or they know that their
I
parents
know.
thought it, but they never say it. It's always good to be able
Amen.
to say these things,
Yeah. And I had that gift. That I believe that's a gift. It's my mom looked at me, I looked at her, and she was looking at me, and I was like, why are you looking at me like that? Like, why are you staring at me like this? And I did not understand. But the next day, or now I can't even say I understood the next day, but a year from then, when I picked this pen back up and I started to produce, I understood. I understood that she wanted me to keep going. She knew that she was about to go to a better place, and she wanted me to keep going. And if I would have quit, then I wouldn't have been able to be a blessing and do what God has put me on this earth to do.
So if you're listening out there and you're listening to Raphael's words there is a thing of just, you've got to keep going. There are situations and things that happen in life that are awful, that happen to all of us. And it's how you carry on. It's how you carry on.
Yes.
And, you have to honor the people that are not here anymore as best you can. It can't happen straight away, because you do have grief and very, tough times of people, but finally getting through that and feeling, you can feel people's presence, whether you're religious or not. You can feel people sometimes when you're doing stuff, you might be writing things and you feel that person. I said to you, they come through you do something,
yes,
you go, I'm doing exactly what my mum did, I'm doing exactly what my dad did. I'm very, you've got those traits within you, and memories
yes,
live on. You need to talk about people that are not here, and so they carry on living, and also through music as well. Now, Gotta Hold On. Is this the last song? Because you've had 5 releases from this album. Is that correct? Is this
yes,
is this the last song on the? Is this the last song on the actual album?
Well, it's not the last song. It's the 5th song on the album. but gotta hold on was a lesson that my mom taught me as well.
Yeah.
So, being that I come from a big family, there's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of physical fighting, arguing. There's a lot, a whole lot of up
Yeah.
in that house. So it's easy to, like, hold grudges. It's easy to fall away from your, saying your significant other. It's easy to fall away. So, but my mom, what she did was she instilled that forgiveness inside of us. She let us know that the greatest tool we'll ever learn is one of the greatest tools that we ever learn is forgiveness. And so after we would end up beating each other up, in brutal ways, because we're all 6 foot and above. So, big guys. So she would make sure that we held hands and we prayed. We'll pray. You look each other in the eyes and we say we're sorry. And we'll say why we're sorry, and that has, that has told me to, like, respect, you know what I mean? No matter what you go through, you got to hold on to those that you love, because those are the people that's going to be there for you at the end of the day. And, brother's going to fight, father, child, mother, child. We all are going to go through certain things. But at the end of the day, it's not worth, what I'm saying? If your significant other passed, your brother passed, your father passed, your sister passed, your mother passed, and you don't have that relationship with them, you didn't make it right, it's going to live with you for the rest of your life. And I believe that one of the reasons why I made peace with the fact that my mom transitioned is because I didn't allow anything to stop me from having that close knit relationship with my mom. I never did. And that's the same thing with my family. I'll never let anything get in my way, no matter what it is. And we've been through some things that I will not discuss, but we've been through some things, but we are still there for each other. We're still there for each other almost every day, as much as we can, in our grown life. So hold on to your loves, man, your loved ones, because it's all we got.
Now, we're going to end the interview with your fantastic song, Gotta Hold On. But are you doing any live gigs? Have you got what are the plans for 2024?
Okay, so I do have some plans for 2024, but I cannot say all I cannot say one of them. Okay. But 2024, that's when the Grammys will be, the Grammy Awards will be aired on TV, and, when the actual award show will be there, and I will be there. Trust that. Amazing. So I see y'all on the red carpet. I need to start designing my outfit now. But backtracking a little bit, on the 23rd of September, I will be opening up for the legendary Odyssey. And I can't wait. This will be at the legendary Jazz Cafe in London. This is my, like, pretty much one of my debuts of doing shows in London. And then also tomorrow, actually today, after we get off this phone, I'll be headed to the airport because I'm flying over to Cyprus, and I have a big show at the Vasiliki Winery, which is one of the best wineries in all of Cyprus. Yeah. Some of the best wine, some of the best food. I love Come on.
Ella, come on, the sweet Greek. Yes. Yeah, yes, I do love that. I love Greece. Oh,
Ella, everybody, come on out, man. So and if you want to see any of my other shows that might be in your area, please check my Facebook, Raphael Prince of Soul Tate, or my Instagram, Raphael Tate Official.
Now, there's much more I could ask you, but I am coming up to the news, so we won't. I know you've appeared on ITV. You were on there, Starstruck. My friend actually was on there as Barbara Streisand. She came second.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You know her? Do you know? Do you know her name?
Yes,
you know her. She's lovely. She's doing really well. She's doing Barbara Streisand shows all over the country.
All of the Barbara Streisands were sweethearts.
Yeah, Keely Smith. That's it. Yeah, so you did meet her. Yeah,
great show. They were all sweethearts.
Yeah, everybody's done pretty well from that, but it's good, a little bit of exposure. It's always good to do
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
So as an independent artist, if you'd like to, all the details for this interview will be up online a little bit later, and the links. If you like what you hear, go and like the pages, download the music, listen on Spotify, Apple, buy a track, support independent music so people like Raphael can continue on writing. And thanks ever so much. I bet your mum kept you lot in check. I bet wherever she's,
Oh yeah.
yeah, she's like, get on, win the Grammy. That'll be it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And I want to let people know as well. When you have peers that might be out here that's in the music world and they might not seem to be supporting you, listen, you keep moving, you keep going on because they're not in control of your destiny. I'm not here because of my peers. I'm here because of the man upstairs. I'm up here because I kept going. And you remember that. You keep going, you keep pressing, and the Most High will bring people to you that's going to uplift you and put you in the place where you need to be.
I'm gonna have a word with Tracy. You're gonna have to do me a voiceover for the show.
Yes, indeed.
It's fantastic to speak to you. I've been loving this track. It's beautiful.
Thank
It's called
you.
Gotta Hold On. It's Raphael Tate. You'll find him everywhere, and I'm going to play it for you next. You have a great day. Best of luck with the Grammy as well, and enjoy yourself over in Greece.
Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate all the love that you've been, putting out there with my track and everything. So thank you so much.
Brilliant.
Peace and blessings, all the beautiful people always.